Timing your entry. Let's talk about it today in Card Chats with Robert. Hi guys, this is Robert Rivera with Rivera Trading Group in association with Trend Trading Academy. And you have heard me say before that impatience and indecision and perhaps jumping into trades too early are some of the problems that new traders have. So today I want to talk about timing your entry and using a couple of tools that will help you get you there. I've had a challenge trying to figure out how to share some information with you guys, because the gist or the heavy stuff we keep for our students, right? But I did want to give you some value. And so today I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to show you on the charts for the first time in Card Chats with Robert, I'm going to show you the setup from last night, or partially the setup from last night. Last night I was looking at GBPUSD. I've been on GBPUSD for about 3 weeks now. First of all, because my broker doesn't charge me any spreads, hardly any spreads, and sometimes no spread at all on GBPUSD, which means that my entry is the price, right? Otherwise, when you have spreads, it means that you have to basically pay your broker to get in, and that means you get in. If price is at 50, let's say you're going for a buy, you're going to end up buying it at 52, even though the actual price is 50. And so when you have no spread, like in my case with GBPUSD, if the price is 50, 50 is what you get, and which allows you then to be in profit real quick. Or if it's not working well in your favor, you can see it also faster. So no spreads is a big thing. If you can get an account with no spreads, fantastic. But I wouldn't give up other benefits necessary just for the spreads. But it is an important feature if you're trying to time your entry just right. So on GBPUSD last night, we had a beautiful setup. As you can see from looking at the charts, GBPUSD has been bullish for quite a while, and it looks like it may be extended. And so again, there's caution for buying into an extension, when it's too far extended. Yet at the same time, if price is bullish, price is bullish. We follow price action. We don't really guess. We don't try to guess. We don't try to estimate. We don't try to project. We just simply look at what price is doing and react accordingly. And so I marked up my charts last night, which you're going to see some of it, but you're not going to see everything, because again, we keep it for our students, but you're going to see some of it. And basically, what I teach our students is a very simple breakout strategy that wins with amazing consistency. And then we have some confirmations on tools that we use. My main interest is in teaching the students how to read price action. And so that takes a little bit of time for them to learn it. But in the meantime, we can use some tools, like in this case, a trend line, perhaps resistance lines, moving averages, which again, I'm going to share with you in some of the videos here in just a moment, and we're going to talk about it. But the main thing I want you to notice from the video that I'm sharing with you is how price is acting at the 50 moving average and how it reacts once it crosses the trend line. And this gives you an early entry for a bullish move. Usually on a breakout strategy, you're waiting for price to break resistance and then perhaps retest it, depending on how you want to take the strategy. But the bottom line is you're waiting for it to break resistance. So what I'm going to show you here is a way that you can have an early entry for more profits. Okay, let's go to the video. Okay guys, so this is GBPUSD last night, and this is the 15-minute chart. There's a whole lot more information that goes on this chart for our setups, but we reserve that information for our students in our program at Trend Trading Academy. So, but I'll give you enough information here that you can get some value from it. So we're looking basically at the top horizontal line is resistance, right? You can see how price has been bumping up against it and then finally started declining, creating what can be basically clearly seen as a bullish flag pattern. So we throw a trend line on that to try to catch an early breakout. And I say early because most of our setups are breakout setups, it's a very easy strategy to win with. So basically also there's a bottom line of support or zone of support, and there's a zone of resistance that we look for the breakout, right? But rather than wait for a buy at the top line. If we can catch the break of the trend line, then we can get an early entry. And in this case, we can see the 50 moving average, which is a beautiful, consistent tool to use for entries. We see it. We see price underneath it, but the 50 is hugging the trend line, so they're kind of going hand in hand together. And so basically, we're expecting that once it breaks the trend line, it will break the 50, climb it, and then we'll go from there. I mean, if it rejects the 50 again and then continues to come down, then perhaps we have a rejection of the 50, and we can take a sell. But in this case, GBP USD has been bullish, so we're trying to follow the trend, and we're hoping we can catch a breakout to the top and an early entry by watching the trend line. So this is what we ended up with. It was a beautiful break and retest of the 50. You can see it broke the trend line. It climbed the 50. It retested the 50. Broke out again and tested it again. Pushed up again all the way to the top zone and came back and tested it again. And look at this time. Now we have the 20 moving average. We have which is the yellow. We have the 50 moving average, which is the green and red. And we have the price above the trend line. That was a break of about, I want to say it was 50 pips or so. But if you caught it from the break of the trend line and the break of the 50, you caught a whole bunch more. As I mentioned, we have a lot of information that goes into a setup like this, but I did want to give you some value. And basically, the concept here is, if you want to catch an early entry on any pair breaking out, throw that trend line on top of it and watch how it reacts to the 50 moving average. If you look at any of the other time frames, you'll see that if price is above the 50, it tends to stay above the 50. If price is below the 50, it tends to stay below the 50. In this case, price barely dipped below the 50 for a few candles and then finally broke to the top for a beautiful early entry. Okay, I hope that you guys enjoy that. These are some of the profits and losses from last night. As you can see, I got a loss on a sell, and that's because I was expecting, just like the first rejection of the 50, I was expecting another rejection at the 50 and trend line and take it for a sell. But once I saw that it wasn't going to go for a sell, I closed it and went for the buy, which is what I've been trying to tell you guys. Once you have confirmation of direction, you can go with more confidence. I thought it was going to be a sell. First of all, again, my bias of it being too extended, and then also the reaction at the 50. But once it rejected going down and instead climbed back over the 50, I closed my sell and I waited for my opportunity for a buy. I only need about $500 a day for my profit goal at the moment, and so that's what I did. And my other two little ones are basically scalps along the way just to pad my wad. That's about it. I hope that you guys got value from it.
Hi guys, welcome back. So as you can see from the video, we had a beautiful confluence last night of moving averages, trend line, and price action that gave us an early entry for GBP USD. However, using too many confirmations can hurt you. I just want you to see, in this case, how simply price moved around the 50, and once it climbed the 50, it took off from there. It is a great tool, by the way, the 50 moving average. It's a great tool in pretty much any time frame to be able to time your entries and to look in what you are looking for. If price is below the 50 moving averages, we're looking for sales. If it's above the 50 moving averages, we're looking for buys. In this case, you saw the actual transition from below the 50 to above the 50, how price reacted. If you look again at the chart, you'll see how that 15-minute candle touched resistance, came back hard, retested the 50, and then gave you the wick up for a great entry. Whether you took it from the 50 or you took it at the resistance, once you saw the wick, you were good for a buy. And for those of you who are my students, you already know what I mean by that. Okay, again, this is Robert Rivera with Rivera Trading Group in association with Trend Trading Academy. I hope that you found this information helpful. And if so, please like, comment, and subscribe. God bless you.